Hello, vinyl community. This is George Allen, LPs and CDs, and I'm here to do another contest. This one for Robert's on my turntable. And he wants us to do one called A Great Unique Band You Need to Listen to. And I think he's doing it based on the series that he has been doing for a while of his videos entitled Great Bands That You Need to Listen to. And any of you that follow his channel, which I am one who follows his channel, have been watching those bands. He has a lot of great bands that we ought to be listening to. So he wants us to do the same thing. He says he wants us to show in 10 minutes or less a unique band or artist that people may not know about. Please don't show bands we all talk about on a regular basis, even though they are all fantastic. Rules are, show one unique band or artist that you think we should listen to and share your story about them through their discography. You have in 10 minutes or less, then you must be a subscriber. Well, I've been a subscriber of Robert's almost since I've been in the vinyl community. You must make a video and let me know you've made the video. This contest goes through October 7th. So that's just, what, about another 2 weeks or something, huh? And you have a chance to win a $30 Amazon gift card. Good luck to everyone, and I look forward to seeing the artists you highlight. Okay, well, the artist that I chose, not a band, an artist, he's played with many bands and done a lot of solo work, is George Duke. That's right, George Duke. And he has played with some very notable people and produced many notable people and worked on some very notable projects. Done some great solo stuff, and that's who I felt to talk about today, because I did talk about one of his albums. I got back, I think I made a video about it maybe 2 months ago. But other than that, I don't hear too much about him. Maybe it's the people I've watched, I don't know. But George Duke, who unfortunately passed away back in 2013, had a very good career in music. He did his first album, which I do not have, in 1966. His second was with Jean-Luc Ponty, the French violinist, who does a lot of jazz type work, and because of that, he came under the attention of both Frank Zappa and Cannonball Adderley. They both invited him to join their bands. He played with Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention for several years. Then he decided to switch over and play with Cannonball Adderley for a couple years. Then he went back and played with Frank Zappa for a few years. And that's where I heard him. I heard him actually with Frank Zappa's band. And he had a great influence on, they both had a great influence on each other. And in fact, when I go through some of the CDs here, he mentions that. And so he did several albums. His albums became more notable in the early to mid 70s as solo albums. And there's one that I'd like to get that I don't have. He did with several of Frank Zappa's bandmates, most notably Ruth Underwood, Tom and Bruce Fowler, and guitarist Lee Ritenour, called I Loved the Blues, She Heard My Cry. And it's supposed to be an excellent album. I'm trying to track it down. So he also recorded it under the name of Diwali Ganga. And, you know, Frank Zappa would do that too, and he'd play on other people's albums. He had this weirdo name he'd go by. And it's not uncommon because sometimes they couldn't get the rights to switch to another label, but they want a guest star on one, so they come up with a weirdo name. So I'm going to show you some stuff, and I'm going to work backwards on this, what I have. Now just mention a few other people he's worked with. He's worked with let's see, the band Taste of Honey. He's worked with Anita Baker. He's worked with Gladys Knight, Melissa Manchester, Barry Manilow, the Pointer Sisters, Smokey Robinson, and he also directed the big tribute concert to Nelson Mandela at Wembley Stadium in London. He was 67 when he passed on in 2013. So he contracted some disease or something. So I'm working backwards. One of the newer albums I have of him from 1995, which is I like a lot, called Illusions. That's what it looks like. Now these two that I'm going to show on CD are not available on vinyl. For some reason, these two are not available on vinyl. I've checked. He always has an excellent rhythm section. Always has a good drummer, percussionist playing with him, and this is a very, like most of his music, very funky sound, jazz funky sound. George Duke's Illusions. This one here is a beautiful, beautiful recording. It's called Muir Woods Suite. And Muir Woods is a couple 100-acre park just north of San Francisco of redwoods that have been preserved over the years. And he does this one with Stanley Clarke, Chester Thompson, and I'll see if I can pronounce it right, because this was recorded in Montreux, Switzerland, with the Orchestra Nationale de something or other. I can't pronounce it all. I think it's like either Swiss or Italian name. But this is really a wonderful recording, combining regular, you know, drums, bass, and everything with an orchestra. It's a beautiful, beautiful sounding CD. Really, he really outdid himself with this. Next one I got is George Duke, Thief in the Night. This is on Elektra. Let's see what that looks like. I'll have to take that out. And Thief in the Night, and all his the stuff he writes and or sings on they're always jazz infused with funk music, and just a delight to listen to. And I forgot to mention, he's won 2 Grammy Awards. Now the last 2 I'm going to show you are from 1974, and this one, believe it or not, this one here, Feel, I got for free from, I bought that record, Rat's Alley, from Michael, oh boy, I just forgot his name, Michael, you know, he's in the vinyl community, Michael, oh, I forgot his last name. Anyhow, when I bought Rat's Alley from him, he sent this along to me. As I think it was more or less packing. And this is really an outrageously jazz rock album with Dugu on drums, John Hurt on bass, Airto on percussion, and Flora Purim sings on one song. And it's the same bunch on, now what's funny is this record was so wore out I had to put tape over the hole. I put packing tape across the hole and it'd make a new hole because the hole was so wore out. But the record is actually in excellent condition. Now if Michael took this such good care of the vinyl, I think he just wore it out playing it. But it is a wonderful, wonderful record. Really good jazz rock. And this one from the same year, the same bunch of guys, is the one that I just got from an audiophile analog remastering. And this one sounds really good. This is the one I did the video on. Oh, and this was just George Duke on keyboards and Nagu on drums and John Hurt on bass, and this is just an astounding record. And, I just really love this a lot. Great record. So I'm probably getting near my 10 minutes. Hopefully I didn't go over. I should have brought a stopwatch with me. I have no clue what time it is. It even comes with a picture inside of the original tape box, and anyhow, so this one was not even listed, and I got a lot of that information. I read you with Wikipedia. This one's not even listed in there as him having done this one. So George Duke, great guy. Robert's on my turntable, great channel. Check him out, subscribe, and that's all I got to say. Okay, this video is over and out.